Sunday Night Football, NFC East. This is a big showdown between the New York Football Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles. This is my free pick, Brian. I'm going to start it off, and I'm going to tell you, and it's kind of been a theme this week. I'm going to call this the Public Perception Bowl, because you've got two teams that are 2-1. And right now, the public is looking at these two teams totally different. The New York Giants are as high as they can be on, everybody's acceptance again, which is amazing because after the week before, nobody wanted them on the Thursday night game against Carolina. I'll pat myself on the back. I was there. I took the Giants, and I'm going to talk about that game in part of my analysis. But Philadelphia, they had the two games where they, outplayed the other team up and down the field and got 1-point wins. Then they went to Arizona and got their doors blown off. So now everybody's saying this team's not good. Brian, I'm going to be on the Philadelphia side. You try to talk me out of them.
Well, the funny thing is, what you said shows up in the betting markets, because you take a look, and not only is the line going down, a vast majority of the normal bettors are betting on the New York Giants. And normally when the vast majority of people are betting on an underdog, it's not a good thing for the underdog.
No, it's not, except in the year of the underdog. I mean, this year, everybody,
yeah,
that's all goes.
That was the year of the replacement refs.
It was true. It's a new era now.
That's
so
right.
Are we going to start all our
brand new
stats over?
season, the Browns are tied for first.
Yeah, right. Keep trying. All right. The thing I'm going to start with this game is, and I mentioned the Thursday night game against Carolina. I thought there was too much of an overreaction to the injuries for the Giants in that game going with Carolina. I was on the Giants, and it's part of anybody that's watched any videos or podcasts that I've done at pregame over the last 4 years know I talk about it ad nauseum, but the injured player theory. And the injured player theory is very simple. When you've got a star on a team that's hurt, a big name player, the public's going to run to the other side. And last week, the Giants actually had two stars that were out on the game. They took this line from the Giants being favored. This line went all the way to 3 the other way. It's ridiculous. But the thinking behind it is that everybody else on that team steps it up a notch. They play at 110% intensity because in their minds, they got to compensate for the loss for their team to have an opportunity to win this game. The opponent, it's a natural mental letdown. You're thinking, we just caught a break. The other teams without a star, this isn't going to be as hard for us. So there may be intensity at 80 or 90%, while the injured team's at 110%. And so often, plus you factor in the inflated line, it comes out for a point spread win. There's two parts to that. This is part two. The week after, when the team that was injured gets the win, now there's a letdown because, we showed we could win, or the injured player comes back and you let down because, the guy's back, we don't have to work as hard.
Two quick comments. First off, here's my Tommy Lasorda moment. It's impossible to give 110%. You only have 100%. You can't give 110%.
Right, me and RJ have this argument all the time, and I'm sorry.
Well, if you're having it with RJ, you're probably right. But I don't even know what side you're on. Secondly, now, you mentioned the injured player theory. There was 4 injured players, and we know 2 positives equal a negative. How does that work out? They had 4 injured players in that game that didn't play.
They did, but there was two big names, though. The offensive players, Bradshaw, and Nix were the big names in that. The situation, going back to what you said, the Tommy Lasorda moment, me and RJ argue this all the time, and he says, you can't give more than 100%. You can't. You can't tell me, look at everyday people go to their normal job. Do people put in their best effort every day at work?
Nobody gives 100%. So how can you give 110%? This is a video for another time, but you put your best effort forward. It's the best effort.
And the other team doesn't.
I would say 100%. Anyway, to get back to the actual game, and we talk about turnovers. What's interesting with the Giants, they're 2-1 on the season, but they've only covered 1 game.
They haven't covered a game.
They haven't covered a game?
They have not covered a game.
I'm sorry.
Philadelphia hasn't covered. The Giants covered.
And the interesting is the Giants are +4 in turnovers, and they covered the 1 game.
Right.
Philadelphia is -6 in turnovers. They're 2-1 straight up. So, and people are looking at this game and they will say, well, the Philadelphia's not any good. They don't take care of the football. I mean, last year they played twice. The Giants had a +4 turnover margin against Philadelphia, and yet they only outscored them, I believe, by 6 points in those 2 games combined. So we kind of know going into the game, Philadelphia's going to screw it up. Michael Vick's going to fumble at least once. Come on. And that's something you've got to take into your handicapping. But Philadelphia is able to overcome that because they have, I believe they're the more talented team here. And maybe if they got a different quarterback, maybe if they had Kevin Cobb.
Yeah. This is a situation, and we're going to wrap this up. The situation with Philadelphia, the 12 turnovers, you can't expect that to continue. I mean, at some point, it's got to stop. But one of the things, I think they're not going to have to throw the ball this week. I think Philadelphia is going to have success running the ball against the Giants. The Giants have had problems stopping the run. The Eagles have run for more than 125 yards in all 3 games this season, and the Giants have shown that they have not been able to stop the run consistently. I think Philadelphia is able to control the game. I mean, we talked about it in a previous video today. When you're running the ball, you're less likely to be turning the ball over running the ball. So that's one thing. You've got the situation coming back home. After that was an embarrassing loss last week. In Philadelphia, the last 23 times that they've got blown out, losing by 21 points or more, they're 18-5 against the spread. That goes to me to coaching. Right. And I know Andy Reid's a guy that's getting a lot of bad rap, right now with the Eagles and stuff. But this guy's a winner. He's been a winner in Philadelphia. Be careful what you wish for. The guys that are, calling for his head in Philadelphia. The guys that can, a proven winner. I like Philadelphia here. We've talked it out. Let's make it official. All right, guys. All right, let's close it out on Sunday Night Football. My free pick is to take the Philadelphia Eagles. I look for them to get the home win. They play good ball in division. They've given the Giants trouble in the past. And those of you looking at totals, I'll throw one little stat out at you. Last season, Philadelphia, all 6 of their division games went under the total. That tells you focus, defense, and emphasis on the games they need to win, and that's the division game. So we're going to go ahead and take Philadelphia. I've got them winning this game on Sunday night by 4 points. The line has been dropping. It's down to 1.5. Look at this line. Get the best number you can. Brian, that wraps it up. We've got one more game. We're going to be back with Monday Night Football. You've got a free pick on that one. That's up next here on pregame.tv.